Every day, thousands of people over 60 notice their memory getting weaker. They forget where they put their keys. They can't remember familiar names, mix up dates, and sometimes don't even recognize their own grandchildren in photos. It's frightening, not just because of age, but because it could be the beginning of something more serious. Alzheimer's disease, dementia, and loss of independence don't happen all at once. They start small. But there is good news. A simple daily exercise has been scientifically proven to restore brain function at any age. It can be done at home without any equipment. This exercise has already helped hundreds of thousands of people around the world regain mental clarity. Stay with us until the end of this video. We'll explain how it works and how you can start doing it today. George's story. George was 72 when he got scared for the first time. He forgot how to get home from a store he had visited for years. He stood at the intersection, stared at the familiar streets, and didn't recognize anything. Fear took over. He sat on a bench and waited until someone he knew walked by and helped him get home. But this wasn't the first warning sign. A few months earlier, he started forgetting where he put his phone. He couldn't remember the nurse's name at the clinic, and he forgot the recipe for his favorite dish. George had always seen himself as a smart person. He had been an engineer with a great memory and strong logic. But as he got older, things started to change. It felt like his brain was dimming, like a light bulb running out of power. He tried crossword puzzles, added fish oil to his diet, and started taking vitamins. But nothing really worked. Only when he attended a lecture on brain health did he hear about a simple exercise that changed everything. The brain is not just for thinking. The brain is a complex network made up of billions of neurons. As we age, this network can lose flexibility. The speed of processing information decreases, and the connections between neurons become weaker. This leads to slower thinking, forgetfulness, and difficulty concentrating. But here's the key point. The brain, just like muscles, needs regular training. Without mental exercise, it gets weaker. The good news is that neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new connections, remains strong even in old age. This means the brain can be reactivated and made to work better. You just need to know how. The exercise that helped George. The exercise that helped George is called coordination walking. At first glance, it seems simple, but this simplicity hides a powerful effect on the brain. The core idea is to walk in place or around a room while moving your arms and legs in opposite directions. For example, right arm and left leg forward, then the reverse. Gradually, the exercise becomes more complex by adding counting, clapping, and alternating steps and movements. The brain is forced to coordinate the body, track the rhythm, and perform mental tasks all at the same time. This wakes up sleeping areas of the brain, improves blood circulation, and stimulates the growth of new neural connections. Importantly, the exercise doesn't require strength. It's safe. It can be done sitting or standing. Even just 5 minutes a day can produce results. What science says? Researchers at the University of Illinois conducted a study with people over the age of 65. Participants were asked to do coordination exercises for 10 minutes a day. After just 6 weeks, most showed improvements in memory, attention, and reaction speed. Brain scans showed increased blood flow in the frontal lobes, the area responsible for decision-making and control. A similar study in Japan confirmed the same. Physical exercises that include coordination and counting stimulate the growth of new brain connections, even in elderly people showing early signs of dementia. Why it works. When you move, especially with complex, coordinated movements, multiple areas of the brain become active. The frontal cortex manages attention and decision-making. The motor cortex controls movement. The cerebellum coordinates balance. And the hippocampus, the area responsible for memory, engages when you count your steps or remember a sequence. This means the exercise acts like a full house cleaning for your brain. It forces your brain to wake up, work together, and stay active. Over time, the brain warms up like an engine, and it becomes easier to think, remember, and make decisions. The key is consistency. Even 5 minutes a day are more beneficial than 1 hour once a week. The brain loves rhythm and routine. Mistakes to avoid. Many older people, after hearing about brain exercises, spend hours solving crossword puzzles. That's great. But if it's the only activity you do, the benefit will be limited. Crosswords stimulate only specific brain areas. Exercises that combine movement and thinking, on the other hand, activate the entire brain. Another common mistake is starting with something too complex. Some people try to immediately add coordination steps, counting, and clapping all at once, get confused, and give up. It's important to begin with the simplest version. Even basic marching in place with alternating arms and legs already gives your brain a powerful stimulus. Only when that feels easy should you add claps, counting, or head turns. And most importantly, don't compare yourself to others. Everyone has their own pace. What matters most is not stopping. Margaret's story. Margaret was 68. She lived alone in a quiet neighborhood and had started noticing it was becoming hard to read books. She used to love detective novels, but now she couldn't remember who was who. She kept rereading pages, forgot the plot, and got tired after 15 minutes. She decided it was just aging and accepted it. But one day, her granddaughter brought her a video with this exercise. "Grandma, let's try it together," the girl said. They started with simple steps: forward, back, arms and legs moving. There was laughter, mistakes, and fun. A week later, Margaret noticed she was reading again without stopping. Not only could she follow the story, she felt clear-headed, like someone had turned the light on. She's 70 now. Every morning she starts her day with a 7-minute session, and she says, "It's better than coffee." What to do right now? You don't need to wait for Monday or for the right mood. Take the first step right now. Here's a simple plan. First, stand near a chair or wall for balance. 2. Start marching in place. 10 steps. 3. Try alternating. Right arm up, left leg forward, then switch. 4. If it goes well, add counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up to Potavda. Notice how your brain switches on. This isn't magic, it's neuroplasticity in action. 6. Tomorrow, repeat it. Add 1 minute each day. After 1 week, you'll feel the difference. Your brain will feel more awake, your thinking will be clearer, and your movements more confident. People often think that the brain and the body work separately, but that's a mistake. Everything is connected. When you move, your heart pumps oxygen-rich blood to the brain, blood flow improves, vessels get cleared, and brain nutrition increases. This slows down cell aging and helps prevent neuron damage. Also, when you move, your body produces mood-boosting hormones, serotonin and dopamine. These don't just lift your mood, they also enhance learning and memory. So, if you want to keep your mind sharp, start with simple movement. It's the best way to protect your brain from aging. Why the anti-aging pill doesn't work. Many older people hope that medications will help. They buy expensive supplements, take vitamins, swallow capsules labeled for the brain. But the truth is, no pill can replace activity. The brain can't be fixed passively. Pharmaceuticals can support, but they are not a solution. Real recovery comes through action. When the brain is engaged, it comes alive. When a person moves, thinks, breathes deeply, trains balance and attention, the brain gets a signal. I'm needed. And that's when it begins to heal. Of course, some vitamins are helpful, omega-3, vitamin D, B12, but without physical and mental activity, it's like trying to revive a dried-out plant by putting it on a windowsill and without watering it. Here's another powerful exercise. It's easy to learn and delivers great results. Sit comfortably or stand up. Raise your right hand and reach toward your left knee. Return to the starting position. Now raise your left hand and reach toward your right knee. Alternate this motion 20 times, counting out loud, 1, 2, 3. Here, several key things happen at once. Crossing the center of the body activates both hemispheres of the brain. Counting stimulates attention and memory. Movement boosts blood circulation. This exercise can be done even while seated. It helps not only the brain, but also coordination, which is especially important for fall prevention. Signs that your brain is waking up. If you start doing these exercises regularly, you may notice better sleep. Your brain calms down at night and wakes up more alert in the morning. Faster thinking. It becomes easier to find the right words and solve everyday tasks. Improved mood. Feelings of apathy and irritability begin to fade. More energy. You feel less tired, especially in the mornings. Renewed curiosity. You feel like reading again, learning, remembering new things. These are real signs that your brain is getting back to work. It has started to recover. Walter's story. Walter was 75 when he began to feel like he was slipping. He had been an accountant, always kept everything in his head. But now the numbers were starting to blur. He was afraid it was the beginning of dementia. But his wife, Sarah, insisted, let's try some simple brain exercises together. They started with 5 minutes in the morning, walking, counting, hand coordination. At first it felt awkward, then it became a habit. 2 months later, Walter was solving puzzles again, managing the household finances and cracking jokes more often. His son said, "Dad, you're back to being yourself." Imagine your brain is a garden. If you don't water it, care for it, or pull the weeds, it becomes overgrown. Everything turns dry and dull. But if you start taking care of it, even the most neglected patch comes back to life. Flowers bloom. Freshness returns. The scent of life appears. The brain is the same. It responds to attention. It can recover. It can learn. Even at 80, 90, or beyond, science has proven this. Your age is not a sentence. Each day is like a drop of water for your mental garden. One exercise, 5 minutes, and life already begins to feel clearer. To make it easy to remember, here's a simple daily routine. Morning, 5 minutes of coordination walking, arms and legs plus counting. Daytime, 2 minutes of the cross exercise, hand to opposite knee. Evening, 5 minutes of reading out loud plus 3 questions about the text. This takes no more than 15 minutes a day. But your brain will thank you, and you will feel the difference. Important, no rush. Move at your own pace. Listen to your body. What matters is consistency. Aging is not the end. It's a new chapter. The brain can stay alive and active right until the end if we give it a chance. The exercises you've learned today are backed by science, tested by time, and available to everyone. You're not alone. Thousands of people have already started their path to recovery. George, Margaret, Walter. Ordinary people, just like you. They simply took the first step. You can take it too. Start now. What to do if it feels too hard? It's important to understand not everything will come easily, especially in the beginning. Some people start and quit after 2 days. They think it's not working, or it feels too simple, or they keep messing up. But this is part of the process. A brain that has been asleep for a long time will resist at first. It feels tired. It wants to quit. It tries to convince you this isn't working. Don't believe it? It's just like a garden. You don't see a sprout the day after you water it, but after a week, leaves appear. The brain is the same. The changes begin inside. You'll see them later. The most important thing is to keep going. If it's too hard, do less. You don't need to push yourself. Even 2 minutes a day are already beneficial. What matters is not stopping. Here's a list of warning signs to pay attention to. If you notice even 2 of these, it's time to act. You often forget names, dates, or words. You struggle to focus on one task. You read, but don't remember what you read. You get confused on familiar routes. You feel a mental fog. You wake up already tired. Everyday tasks feel harder than before. This is not just aging. These are signs your brain needs support, and you can give it that support. Starting today, inspiration for everyone. In Florida, there's a woman named Nancy. She's 88 years old. Every day, she does the simple brain exercises we've talked about above. Her son is a doctor. He says her cognitive abilities are sharper than those of some of his 60-year-old patients. Nancy doesn't use a smartphone, doesn't spend time online, and doesn't take any expensive supplements. But every day she moves, counts, does cross exercises, and once a week learns a new poem by heart. When people ask her what her secret is, she smiles and says, "I just chose not to rent my brain out to old age." How to keep the results? The secret is not doing a lot. It's doing it consistently. Repetition is the key to learning and strengthening neural connections. Here are a few tips to help you stay on track. Do the exercises at the same time each day. The brain loves routine. Mark each day in a calendar. It gives a sense of progress. Involve someone from your family. It's more fun and easier together. Set small goals for yourself. Learn a new exercise. Add 1 minute. Read every evening. And remember, this isn't a competition. It's care. It's not a burden. It's a gift to yourself. What happens if you don't do anything? The path most people take is doing nothing. They say, it's just age. Everyone goes through this. It's too late to start. And what happens? The brain weakens. Symptoms of dementia appear. Independence fades. People sit more, speak less, forget more, and slowly fade away. But it doesn't have to be this way. That path isn't a law of nature. It can be changed. Even if you've already started down that slope, you can turn around. Your brain is waiting for a signal, and that signal is your action. You've learned how simple movement and coordination can awaken the brain, how daily steps can restore memory, attention, and mental clarity. You've seen the stories of George, Margaret, Walter, and Nancy. They aren't magicians or geniuses. They're ordinary people who simply said, I want a clear mind. I don't want to get lost in my own life. And they made it happen. Now the choice is yours. Take the first step today. 2 minutes, one simple exercise, then tomorrow, again. And in a month, you won't recognize yourself. In the best way. Aging is not a sentence. It's an invitation to slow down, see life from a new angle, and truly take care of yourself. The brain doesn't die. It waits for your participation. You can live with clarity. Remember your grandchildren's names. Laugh at old stories. Read, reflect, and enjoy life. It all starts small. If you watch this video to the end, you've already taken the first step. Now take the next one. Stand up, move, turn your brain on. It will thank you, and that will be the greatest reward. Your own clear, focused, and joyful life.